Reaction Monday on a Friday, and a very good one. 3 straight W's for the Texans. Texans for the first time this season with a winning record.
Isn't that nice?
First time this season with a winning record. Davis Mills, 3-0. And I would say for the first time this season, they beat a good team. I don't count that San Francisco team as a good team. But for the first time this season, they beat a good team. And they kind of show out to the point where, like, if you see, like, the hot take national shows, they're saying a lot of good things about the Texans right now.
Which they usually don't even talk about them for probably good reason, which is nice to see. Yeah, that was a fun one last night. That was one that they desperately needed, just from a record standpoint, hanging around standpoint, but the feeling coming out of that one, it feels really good, and it feels like they are right back in the thick of things and maybe have been in the thick of things for the first time in a lot of people's minds and opinions.
Yeah, and it's just a good vibe when you get the game over with, and then you get to enjoy the weekend. You get to sit back. It's awkward for Texans fans, though, because I actually think that you should be rooting for the Colts on Sunday and the Cowboys on Thursday, which is like some people can't bring themselves to do it, but I think if Indianapolis just pulls away, I think you're rooting for the Colts and you're rooting for the Cows to just push the Chiefs out of the mix altogether.
It does make the scoreboard watching a little bit easier, and when you do get to enjoy Victory Monday on a Friday, but you get to enjoy it all weekend long. Because, like, if it's a usual Monday, by Tuesday, Wednesday, you're already looking to the next game. But you get all weekend to enjoy this one. And boy, what a game it was. What a game it was.
So set the scene. What the Bills' presence is always, you kind of wonder what it's going to look like. You could kind of feel it a little bit in certain moments, but what did you take away from the Bills' presence?
I was not surprised at the amount of Bills fans that were going to be there, just because it's a heritage franchise. It was good in the 90s. You know, you're going to have a lot of transplant fans across the country. I've never seen more opposing fans on the sidelines before games. So they were big fans of the sideline access over there, the Buffalo Bills fans. And then they were pretty loud a couple times. I mean, the James Cook run early on, they were loud. They were loud when Ray Davis took care of business on that kickoff. But there was some pretty quiet moments from the Bills fans, and the Texans fans did a pretty good job of really kind of taking over and getting loud and helping out that defense a couple of different times when there were some big plays to celebrate.
It is Reaction Monday on a Friday, live from Spanky's, presented by the greatness that is TDECU. Show them that debit card, Cody.
Oh, yeah.
Show them that debit card. Yeah, you got it right there. Show them the number 2.
You asked me to do this every time.
Just let them see that debit card, that fresh new debit card that Cody has right there.
The beautiful Texans debit card from TDECU. All you have to do is be a resident in the great state of Texas, and you can find yourself with the opportunity to get one of those fantastic TDECU Texans debit cards. 15% off on the online team store and tons of other perks. We really appreciate TDECU for sponsoring Reaction Monday on a Friday.
So let's just get right into the game. I think if we were to summarize this game, and we'll get into the key moments and everything like that, like if we were to summarize this game, I would just say I'm not trying to take away from the defensive effort.
When you say it like that, it kind of sounds like you're about to try to take away from the defensive effort.
I'm not. But, man, like, it shouldn't have come down to them having to make a stop at the end of the game. I know D'Amico keeps talking about, we got to finish. It's like, man, at some point, like, do your part, special teams. Do your part, offense. By the way, Nick Caley, spoiler alert, I'm not having to drink the concoction that you put together, because he was horrible yesterday. This isn't about negativity. It's just that they were this close to that type of defensive effort being wasted.
Correct.
And that's the frustrating part for me, is you have a defense that their numbers actually put them up there with the Legion of Boom. Like, their numbers, and this is not like early in the season. We're over halfway through the season. Their numbers put them up there with one of the best defenses that we've seen. And we were a Josh Allen touchdown away from being mad at the defense because they gave up a few 3rd and longs and a 4th and long. And it's like, it's really not that fair to expect them to do that much. Like, everybody else has to do their part. And here's the other thing that I look at when it comes to this. It feels like the best case scenario now has become what they were last year. And that's the problem that I have, is last year you had a defense that was having to carry the load.
Sure.
You had an offensive coordinator that you moved on from. And now because they started off so bad, we're sitting here and we're saying, oh, well, maybe they can get into the playoffs and win a playoff game. That's the problem that I have with this effort is I feel bad for the defense that the defense even had to be put in that position.
It was almost one of those games like the Rams game, like the Buccaneers game. And really, to an extent, like Tennessee. I know Tennessee was only tying the game last week, but it was like, hey, the defense had a really good game until they had to be basically perfect, and they couldn't be perfect. And it was headed towards that way until DeMeco Ryans finally got his finish from the defense that he'd been asking for and hoping for. But I'm with you. They were putrid in the second half on offense. It was a pathetic effort by Davis Mills, Nick Caley, the offensive line, the running backs, everybody in the second half. That was awful. They got one field goal, and they wouldn't have gotten that if the defense hadn't got the turnover. The other drives, they got one first down, punted on all of them. It was awful. They were terrible, and they should have helped that defense out and at least given you some breathing room where the Bills weren't driving down the field. And you mentioned it. You said a Josh Allen touchdown away. They're a Gabe Davis foot away from being right there on the goal line, and we're all saying, "Oh God, here we go again."
Yeah, and we're mad at the defense.
Yeah,
and that's the problem I have. Like we would be mad at the defense, who, by the way, that they should have been prepared for that play. I think that was Stingley's mess up. I don't think DeMeco wants to say it, but DeMeco basically said there wasn't surprise. Yeah. Like we knew what was going on. I think that was kind of the 4th and 27
lateral play.
That was the here we go again play.
Basically the only play that could have worked to get that many yards in that spot.
Yeah. So when I talk about this squad and I talk about, the frustration, it's just I'm the type of guy that and this might be petty. I don't know how you feel, but if I
being petty,
but
no,
but if I do a group project and there's a couple jackasses who didn't do their part, I'm mad at them whether we get an A or not. Sure. Like I'm mad at them whether we get an A or not. Like if we're in college and it's a group project and it's a 4-person group, and let's say there's 2 people that are carrying the load, and then there's 2 people who aren't doing anything, they didn't show up, they didn't do it. I'm mad at them. So that's how I feel about the special teams. Like you guys have been they've won 2 games despite you. They've won 2 games despite you.
14 points allowed on special teams the past 3 weeks.
And Nick Caley's not even ready to call. We'll get to this a little bit later. I don't want to make this like a Nick Caley thing, but my gosh, like what are you doing? But with that said, this defense, it's perfect. But it was one play away from us not even being able to appreciate how good this defense is and how historically good they've been. That's my frustration level with it.
But I am going to appreciate the hell out of this defense. That was quite the effort, quite the performance, and it looked like it was going to be a pretty long day early, but then they really kind of turned the corner. I thought that, to me, Landry, I don't know how you felt about it, but Will Anderson tackling Josh Allen from behind, that really felt like that was that spark moment that the defense really rode. The floodgates opened. They started getting a lot more pressure, and they were they were excellent on all 3 levels. I mean, they had some nice plays from the linebackers, and we'd been worried about the linebackers. They had some good safety play last night, and of course, that defensive line was special players make special plays. You know how I love to say that.
I said Kalen Bullock was one of the 5 best players in camp, and we saw that. I mean, yesterday that was the best.
Slow start to the season for him, but that's not exactly forced 3 turnovers, but that type of player that you have to sort of fear on the back end is what we expected in the first 10 games. So to finally see it here and to see it to that level in that moment in that game against the Bills, a perfect time to kind of have that welcome to the season moment from Kalen Bullock.
Yeah, he was awesome. Will Anderson, obviously awesome. Daniil Hunter and Will Anderson, I can combine their names now because they can eat together. Like they've been, I don't think it's any coincidence that the Texans are 8-2. When Daniil Hunter and Will Anderson get a sack. And the 2 losses, it was the Tampa Bay game earlier this season, and it was the Green Bay game last year where that was like a damn it Bobby moment.
Yep.
When those guys are both feasting, it's very hard to beat this team.
Well, and here's what I love about what Anderson and Hunter have done specifically in the past 3 games is they've had monster performances and big games when the backup quarterback's in there. And I know Davis did his job and took care of his business for the most part. But when you look at these 2 guys and it's like, okay, hey, the franchise quarterback's down, who's going to step up? Daniil Hunter's had 7 sacks in 3 games.
Yeah.
Will Anderson's had a sack in 6 straight games now. And he had 2.5 last night. Like, those guys came up huge right when it's like, okay, we already leaned on the defense. We're going to lean on it even more now. So you guys go out there and make some plays. And that's what Will Anderson Jr. and Daniil Hunter have done for the past 3 weeks.
Let's go to the chat here on Reaction Monday on a Friday live from Spanky's. Homer says, beer me. So there you go. Homer just wants to want you to beer him.
Okay.
So we're beering people left and right. We got HTAV Traveler here from Austin.
Yep.
We got my man from San Antonio. They're from Georgia. They're driving to Georgia tonight. How about that?
I mean, we got Texans fans all over the place, man.
We got John McClain coming. You think he's gonna be grumpy? I don't know.
Maybe.
I think he might be a little bit grumpy.
Maybe.
He's still mad about that Twitter account, man.
Depends how much you piss him off. Nobody gets under John McClain's skin more than you.
No,
he likes you.
I don't agree with that.
But you pick at it.
I don't agree with that.
I think I do.
I feel like John McClain loves me very much.
He does.
We are very close.
Sure, and that's I think.
But y'all have the beef. Like, if we're being honest, Cody and John have like real big animosity. It's a big problem.
The only beef between John and I is that I haven't brought him over for chicken fried steak night yet. That's the only beef I have with him.
He would definitely love that.
Yeah.
Tayswell says, Landry, how's the hangover scale on a scale of 1 to 10? Look,
did you have some beverages last night?
I mean, it was my wife's birthday. We went to happy hour.
Yeah.
I'm allowed to stream when I've had a few drinks. I'm not under like any like.
Yeah, there's no tickets for streaming under the influence.
She told me embrace it. It's birthday. It's family time. We ate cake with the baby. We were drinking rose. I mean, yeah. I mean,
embraced it.
It's a 0, man. It's a 0 because I'm high on Texans football right now. So it's a 0, 1 to 10. Tayswell, you instigator. HDAV Travel. I got a feeling there's going to be plenty more where that came from in the comments. He says, afternoon, Landry, Cody, and friends. Victory Friday. Hope everyone is having a great time at Spanky's. The rumor is true. I'm at Spanky's. It's great to be here. Yeah, it's weird reading this like when you're right here. I don't know.
We'd hand you a microphone if we had an extra one.
You would.
You could just drop it to us live, but we appreciate that, HTV.
Chase says, I like Kate Stover. I like farmers. My grandpa was a farmer. Landry Locker last night. Nick. Yeah, I did feel like I was a little hard on farmers last night, but hey, that wasn't my point. I didn't articulate it very well. Obviously, it wasn't like the right articulate. Here's my point.
Landry Locker hard on the working man to surprise me.
The worst nickname in town is Farmer Gronk.
Nobody calls him that.
I hear it a lot.
Nobody
Farmer Gronk.
calls him that.
I'm telling you, I hear it Farmer Gronk. He's not Farmer Gronk.
No,
he's Farmer, like, I don't know, CJ Fedorowicz. Like, he's not even that. Like, Farmer Gronk.
Look, I'm a big Cade Stover guy.
No, he's Farmer Kahali Waring.
No, stop.
He is Farmer Kahali Waring is what Cade Stover is right now.
He's way better than the water polo tight end.
All right.
He's way better.
Here's my problem.
Don't throw it to him. That's my problem.
No, Nick Caley, it's a big moment. You've had 2 bad primetime games. And the first play you run is we got to get Cade Stover involved right off the top. What was that?
Look, I'm a Cade Stover guy.
By the way, they won. It's great.
It was tough to be a Cade Stover guy yesterday.
Bryce says, Landry, good to see you sobered up from last night. I mean, goodness gracious.
People will always remember where they were, where they watched you after the Bills game, and they'll probably always remember your wife's birthday now.
Yes, please. Yeah, as I say, beer me. Wifey's the one that's hung over right now.
Well, yeah.
She didn't even bring the baby.
Yeah.
Mr. G. King says Texans ceiling this year is being the 2017 Jags.
Ooh.
Those are always the teams that I compare the Texans to. I think the 2017 Jags, although they won the division. Well, didn't they?
I mean, it's not out of the question.
But they won the division, and they won a 7-6 game with Buffalo in the playoffs, I think, with Tyrod Taylor.
That sounds about right.
It was like 7-6 or 9-7, and then they tapped the brakes off of the Steelers, and then they got screwed over against the Pats.
They crushed the Steelers.
Yeah, they tapped the brake. They beat them really bad.
Well, let me phrase that. They put up a lot of points, but it ended up being a close game.
Yeah, but it wasn't close. Like, and then, the scoreboard said it was close. That was a beatdown.
Oh, it was a D'Amico close game?
Yes. Okay. It was a Seattle Seahawks Houston Texans close game.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
And then the officials blew the whistle too early in the playoffs. And
Miles Jack. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, look, if you told me that the end of this season for the Texans is getting screwed by the officials in the AFC Championship game, I might sign up for that today.
Might. I mean, that'd be the first time they've ever been there.
So, well, yeah. Okay. So I'd sign up for that. So what do I sign?
I think the 09 Jets and the 2017 Jags is what the Texans look like. Like, because the defense travels. CJ Stroud's got to, we'll get into that conversation, I'm sure, but like CJ Stroud's got to handle his business.
Well,
but I agree with that. I think that's a really good reference, Mr. G. King.
The defense creates such a high floor on any given week. It's just, how much does the offense lower that floor or help keep it solid and then maybe raise the ceiling is going to be the question.
Say that again. Say it again.
Defense creates such a solid floor and a high floor for this team.
Okay.
The offense can negatively affect the floor.
Fact.
But they could also raise the ceiling.
What can the special teams do?
They could also negatively affect the floor.
By the way, I feel really bad. I almost feel like I want to have a conversation with Frank Ross because
I think you and him should bury the hatchet and fix this special teams unit. Because
I just can't believe he did me like. I feel like it's karma.
Ever since
ever since Frank Ross treated me the way he treated me, it's been terrible. They were second in special teams when that happened, and now they're 17th. They're 17th in DVOA. Ever since he tried to mansplain, when I just asked him, why did you go with Braxton Berrios? Well, I wouldn't say I went with him. Well, look what's happened since, Frank. And I want Frank to do well. So I almost feel like I don't know how to reverse this karma. I don't know. I don't know what to do.
You know
it's
what?
Just not good.
I think I got it. I think I figured it out. I think you got to let him give you a haircut.
No way.
I think you got to let. I think
you think he's going to give me a good haircut with how mean I've been to him since that? There's no way.
I think you've got to let Frank Ross.
I'm going to come out looking like Jeff Van Gundy.
I think you got to give Frank Ross of Coaches Cuts fame. You got to give him the chance to give you a haircut. You guys can bury the hatchet in the special teams and turn around. I'm sorry, Landry doesn't want to see the special teams be better.
No, I want the special teams to be better because I like Frank, and I don't like how there's been like a big turn on Frank Ross lately.
What? Who's been leading that? I don't like how there's a big turn on Frank Ross.
You act like everybody follows everything I do. That doesn't happen. It's usually the opposite.
No,
they haven't been playing well.
Not
to
everybody.
Quote John McClain, they're not playing worth a damn.
No, you're right. You're not wrong about that. They have had a really rough stretch here. They've allowed 14 points, which I got to imagine. I don't have to look at the stats. There's not very many special teams that have allowed 14 points over the past 3 weeks. Okay, so
and this really is also praising the defense for overcoming that.
Yes,
this is also praising the defense for overcoming that.
Correct.
Because there was a time 3 weeks ago where the defense holds the offense to 3, and then Danico Autry gets a penalty, and they have to do it again.
Mm-hmm.
Just unbelievable. Great defense. Slow Fox says technically 9 sacks with that first tackle on Allen.
Technically 9. No, it's 8. It was a tackle.
What are you popping over there, sir?
I'm taking my Dayquil so I can make it through this thing.
Oh, my goodness. Are you sure? Is this Dayquil? I'm making
sure.
Okay.
Yes. You would know about the chemical ins and outs of Dayquil and NyQuil.
I'm just making sure, man.
You would know.
Just making sure.
It exploded in my pocket.
That was kind of a quick toss. Malik says, what a win. Legendary performance with a backup QB. D'Amico straight cooking. Mills, good backup game. And thankfully we won with him showing that otherwise would have to hear Landry for 10 days about Mills and CJ. Didn't love yesterday's stream. Nobody did.
Malik put a lot into that. That's a lot. There's a lot there. Now, look, if Davis Mills had lit up the scoreboard last night, we might be having a little bit different conversation.
That conversation wasn't happening.
What?
Like it's CJ's team. Were you open to that conversation? Like I've made it clear that this is CJ's team.
No, I'm very much on record, and I remain on record. As soon as CJ Stroud's cleared to play, he's the starting quarterback. Davis said the same thing last night. But that's just Davis being a good teammate.
How do you feel about what the vibes are going to be like when CJ comes back, though? Because it's kind of crazy because CJ's inherited like as high of expectations as he can possibly have. We don't know what he's going to look like. Like as far as is the Higgins stuff going to continue? Are the vibes going to be the best? Like what do you think CJ is going to be able to handle this?
It's part of being
that's a no.
It's part of the franchise quarterback assessment.
That's a no.
I have very high expectations and very high hopes for CJ Stroud as he returns to the quarterback spot. I have very high expectations and very high hopes. And I think those two things are very different because you can have high hopes and maybe have low expectations, but to have both of them, he needs to show it right away against the Indianapolis Colts. Like, let's see something right away.
Fire Spinner on the chat says the Texans dragged the Bills into the mud and forced them to play some ugly football. NRG felt nice and loud. I imagine the Bills hated every second.
It was quite loud a couple of different times. Absolutely.
Buddy Jackson says Mills hit 2 defenders in the back with the ball while Schultz and Higgins were open for TDs. Kaylee has guys running open in the first half.
Mills did start real slow.
He was bad. John McClain in the house.
The general has made his appearance. He's in the house.
There he is.
Look at that. A round of applause for the general.
Look at that. Look at that. A hat tip right there.
How about that?
The man, the myth, the legend. We'll get to John in a sec. Let's finish up these checks. Wag says, greetings, brothers. Great W last night. Glad to hear HDAV is there and hoping Pat is too. One day I'll be there. Landry not happy with Kaylee. I'm not happy with Kaylee.
That might be an understatement.
He's not good. Are you happy with Kaylee?
No. Who could be happy with Nick Kaylee?
Yeah, he's terrible. I miss Bobby Slowick.
Oh.
Nathan Palmer 515. You disagree?
I don't disagree.
Burke is going to have a lot of head coach interviews next season if this defense keeps playing lights out.
If someone would like to hire Matt Burke to be the head coach of their team, be my guest.
It was unnecessary. You think I'm mean to Frank Ross? That was unnecessary.
Well, I just said be my guest.
Rich Boy Jay says he's Farmer Teagan Quitteriano.
Oh, jeez. Why don't y'all lay off?
That's a good comparison.
Why don't y'all lay off Cade Stover?
Quitteriano got hurt a lot. Yes, he is not Farmer Gronk. Cade Stover is Farmer Teagan Quitteriano. That's the best. That is the best chat of the day.
Why don't you lay off Cade Stover for a little while, okay?
Look, if I'm willing to sacrifice Teagan Quitteriano, then I think we've made some progress here.
Okay.
Dietology says online setup's good. CJ confidence after the time off. I don't know. Who knows?
Is that confidence or confirmed back?
I don't know. Confirmed back. I mean, he's on the sideline, so you're far along.
CJ Stroud's going to start against the Colts.
Yes, that's a fact.
Now,
when John McClain's not in his head.
Now, when Aaron Wilson says that he was the first to report that, remember that I said that today. Okay. Yep. All right.
Let's talk to John.
Yeah, okay, sure. Here we go.
We're going to get the big thing. The general here. You want to talk? He was impressed by your line. Do you take the John McClain compliments?
Everybody knows CJ starting. An idiot would think anything different. Give me a break.
So you don't think there's a QB controversy here, John?
Of course there's not a QB controversy.
What did you make of the game last night?
Well, first of all, I picked the Bills to win 24-16. Did you guys pick the Texans?
No.
One time when I picked against the Oilers all the time and they got good, Mike Munchak and Bruce Matthews came and say, how much is it going to cost us for you to keep picking against us? And I said, well, I think you're going to win this one, but 100 each, I could pick you to lose. And they tried to pay me and I wouldn't.
Whoa.
And I picked them to win. And, but yeah, I thought the game last night, when I left the stadium an hour and a half afterward, there was such a buzz. It was like after they'd beaten a playoff team. Fans were so fired up. It's a good thing everybody was wearing red, including the Bills fans, because it was great, looked great on TV. I went back and watched it twice today. And the offensive line, who we blasted, played its best game. They should get a lot of praise. We knew the defense is good, but remember last year's game when Josh Allen was so bad he wasn't sacked?
It was terrible.
And but he was still terrible. And I'll guarantee you he is feeling beat up today because I have never seen in my 49 years
there it is.
Covering the NFL.
Drink. He said in my 49 years, drink
covering
up.
The NFL, I've never seen a team beat up a great quarterback like the Texans did Josh Allen last night. And it was spectacular.
Yeah, it was a good environment, John. I do wonder though. What do you think CJ Stroud can take from this to make him better moving forward?
The problem that one of the good things about Money Mills is he gets the most out of his ability. He doesn't make dumb decisions. You don't see him taking 12, 13-yard sacks because he doesn't throw it away. So one of the things that Stroud should learn from watching him is get rid of the ball. Don't try to make hero plays. live for the next play. And I think that if Stroud had been healthy, he would have done the exact same thing, and he may have even done it better.
So you think they win these 3 with Stroud?
I think they would have won these 3 with Stroud. Stroud's proved before he can bring the team from behind. So much is predicated on the offensive line and Caley's play calling. The worst thing I saw from Nick Caley, and they all deserve to be praised. You get a turnover and you want to go for the throat, and you run it 4 times in a row.
He wasn't ready.
I wanted to throw up when I saw those 4 runs in a row. And fortunately, they were able to bounce back and win it. And last night when I got home, I stayed up to about 3:30.
You're such a night owl,
going
man.
online.
You're such a night
I
owl.
wanted to see what everybody on ESPN, Fox, Amazon, everybody was saying about the Texans and their defense. It was universal praise, of course. Then I taped and watched all the shows this morning because, the Broncos might say, well, our defense is pretty good and we beat them. But I can't wait to see now. They go to Indy. And even though Jonathan Taylor has killed them in the past, I feel like they will do like Pittsburgh, contain him, tell Daniel Jones, you've got to beat us, and I don't think he will.
So you got them against the Colts. That you're calling your shot. They beat the Colts.
No, I'm not saying they beat
That's
the
what
Colts.
you just said. That's
Colts.
what you just said. Come on.
I'm telling
Go
you
all
what
in.
they have to do to beat the Colts.
But you just kind of picked them to beat the Colts.
No,
Just do
I'm
it.
saying
Come on,
that's what
embrace
they
the
do.
vibe, John. Come on, pick them.
I pick who I think is going to win, not who I want to win. I love to be wrong when I pick the Texans, but I picked them to beat the Buccaneers. I picked them to beat the Jaguars in the first game. So my wife said, why do you always pick against us? Another Bruce Matthews story. His oldest son, Steven, came up to me in the locker room after a game, and he's about 12 years old, and chewed me out for picking against his daddy's team.
Did Bruce tell him to do that?
He was big then, so I didn't say anything to him about it. I just went and told his daddy.
And what did he get, spanking or anything?
Yeah, I don't think Bruce ever spanked anybody except defensive linemen.
What do you think of Nick Caley?
I think that Nick makes some head-scratching calls, and sometimes, not all the time. I was sitting next to Jeremy Fowler from ESPN, Steve Weiss from NFL Network, and I'm complaining about the red zone. I said, my
Damn, they
God,
sat them next to you?
I hope they don't get inside the 5-yard line because Caley's going to run the ball.
VIP.
And Jeremy was listening to me bitch up there. I don't do it loud. I do it quiet where nobody can hear me unless you're next to me.
I've heard you.
And I some of those calls up the middle running the ball.
Terrible.
What
about that reverse pass that Hutchinson bailed him out on?
Oh, he did bail him out big time.
Yeah.
Well, at least it showed some creativity instead of just handing the ball up the middle. And one play, they went around outside when they were close to the goal line. And Steve Weiss says, why don't they just run it up the middle? Next time I said, that's why they don't run it up the middle, because they can't.
Did you like Bobby better than because I feel like Nick Caley really, I feel like when these offensive coordinators have come here the last 2 years, they both kiss your ass a lot, like when they first get here.
Give me a break.
Nick Caley didn't.
Give me a break.
Nick Caley.
He was just friendly.
John, he was basically bowing down to you when y'all talked. I saw it.
If you guys
I acted like I wasn't watching, but he was
attention to Landry Locker long enough to know that just about everything comes out of his mouth is BS.
No.
Yes, you know it.
No.
You know it.
I've got my hand up to God. Nick Caley was extra nice to you when he first met you, was he not?
He was extra nice because he grew up in Canton. His cousin that he was his idol was John Grimsley, inside linebacker for the Oilers, and he said he used to go to the library. I think he said read the Chronicles so he could see stories about John Grimsley, who played back in the 80s. And I like Caley. Caley's got a great personality. That's
what you say when there's something wrong with someone.
Mike Munchak, who
every person who's been dumped had a great personality.
For. That's what your girlfriends used to say about you in high school.
Nah, that's what I used to say about them. That's what I used to say about them.
He's got a great personality. Isn't that right, Cody? You know it. And Mike Munchak, who I have great respect for, he works for the Rams. He lives in Denver. He goes to training camp. He goes there 10 days a week. His one daughter and grandkids live in L.A. and one lives in Denver. And he worked closely with Kaylee last year. And I told him a week ago, I said, Kaylee was praising the heck out of you after his initial news conference. And I wanted to go, well, why the hell didn't you hire Munchak, one of the greatest line coaches in history, as your line coach? But I didn't. And he told me 2 weeks ago, he said, I'm telling you, Nick Kaylee is a hell of a coach.
Oh.
And he's going to show everybody.
Like position coach?
He is a hell of a coach. No, I wasn't talking about it. Position coaches. So if Mike Munchak, it made me feel a little better because I was like screaming, pulling.
Mike Munchak could tell you anything,
like
though. Like Bruce Matthews and Mike Munchak are like up here with you. They could tell you anything.
They are.
Yeah, they're up there, man. Are they your favorite players you've ever covered? They have to be.
I've had a lot of players.
Who's your favorite?
Favorite? I don't have one.
If you had to take a road trip with one player, who would you take a road trip with?
Oh, gosh, probably. It wouldn't be Bruce. He'd be boring. He'd be talking about all his kids and grandkids. Munchak would be boring. Probably, let's see, Mike Rozier. Mike Rozier was a big-time partier.
Okay.
He knew how to live.
So that's how you're going to roll.
One time, Mike Rozier got tested for drugs, and he said, the only thing you guys are going to find is a lot of Coors beer.
Coors Original, like it was like the Yellow Belly or like the Coors Light?
I like the Yellow Belly.
The Yellow Belly, okay. What was your beer of choice back in the day?
When I was growing up, you won't even know what it is because you're so young, was Schlitz. The beer that
I know what that is.
Milwaukee famous.
Okay.
I smoked Winston's and I drank Schlitz when I was a kid.
What are Winston's?
Cigarettes.
Like what makes them like?
I'm unlike you who smoked pot, of course. I never inhaled. And
okay, Bill Clinton.
But yeah, and in fact, you're wearing that Bill Clinton blue.
What? This is Tiger Woods.
The blue dress.
Oh wow! Now
we're
just getting crazy. Now you're just roasting me in front of everyone.
I had good.
So
he won't want me to come on anymore.
No, you're kidding. You're killing it right now. People love John McClain. We're going to get a bigger road. So we have a big one and a small one. So that's why and also Cody has beef with you. So I don't know. I told him that I would conduct this interview.
Well, do you want to give him the headset?
Yeah, let's hear you talk to
See
John.
what the beef is.
I have no beef with John McClain. Landry, you know McClain.
No, Landry speaks the truth all the time.
Yeah, right.
If he says you got a beef with me, you got a beef with me.
I think
he would never lie.
My beef is that you haven't come over for chicken fried steak yet.
Well, that's the last thing I need. But it's like you told me 8 years ago how great your mom's chicken fried steak was, and you said how great her Christmas cookies were, and I ate 1 million of those.
Yep. All right.
So how'd you feel about the game last night?
I mean, how many defensive performances have been anywhere close to as good as that one from the Texans? Certainly under DeMeco Ryans. They've had some good moments, but nothing quite like that.
I've never seen a defensive performance with the Texans going back to 2002 like last night. And one of the things I like from looking online is all these former defensive players, they were just frothing at the mouth over the performance. You know, that play where Will Anderson Jr. chased him down and ran like 21 yards. And my buddy Lester Zed said every coach in the country should show that play to every kid on his team going down to middle school. And so that is an example of why you never give up. And those guys never give up. Matt Rule, and this is something I'll ask you, Cody, if DeMeco was calling the defense that Matt's calling now, would they be as dominant?
I think so. I think DeMeco does a little look over the shoulder and, hey, how about this with Matt Rule? I think so. Or Matt Burke. Yeah,
Matt Burke he's not going to get a head coaching job after this season, but another season like this, because Matt, as you guys know, he's a great talker. He's got charisma. He gets the players' attention. He's got a great personality. He is a great defensive coach and great defensive line coach. That's his baby. And at his first news conference here, I asked him, I said, are you going to tell people how you made J.J. Watt cry? And that caught him off guard. So he wasn't expecting that. And what it was, J.J.'s at the end of his career at Arizona, where Matt was a defensive line coach, and how I met him was he was given my number, and said, you should get this guy to say something, because he was compiling videos and tributes to JJ. And I did one, and I gave him some others, Wade Phillips. And then they were doing Hard Knocks during the season. So JJ would sit in the back, and he surprised him. He had Kalia talking, and he had family members and TJ, and JJ cried like a baby. He was back there just sobbing on the back row like a baby. And so Matt Burke made him cry.
You know what? It's so funny you mentioned that Will Anderson play, because after the game, he said this week they told him, you're going to fall off of Josh Allen. You're not going to get him, and then you got to stay with the play because you're going to go get him. And Will said, I didn't think that was going to happen. And then it happened in the game, and I was like, oh, okay. Imagine that, Will. You got to listen to those coaches.
Everybody's got to cheer for the Chiefs, got to be big Chiefs fans Sunday so they can beat the Colts.
Well, hold on. Landry's saying everybody needs to cheer for the Colts. So you think you got to root against the Chiefs?
Absolutely, they got to root for the Chiefs because they're trying to win the division. And if they beat Indy in 2 weeks, they'd be one game behind them with the last game here. And once they're through with this 3 games murderers row, they get the Raiders and the Cardinals, and then that last game,
Chargers,
and the Chargers out there, and the Chargers just looked terrible in that last game against Jacksonville. But no, I think they got to make a run on the division, and Chiefs need to win it.
So you've not punted on the division like a lot of folks have.
I had till last night, and I think the Chiefs are going to beat the Colts, and the Colts, Daniel Jones is going to look rather ordinary, and people are going to go, whoa, can Daniel Jones hold off the Texans? I don't think so.
Well, wouldn't it be nice? The Texans take care of business against the Colts next week, and then the Chiefs got a little bit of momentum.
Absolutely.
You go do to Mahomes what you did to Josh Allen in a couple weeks. Wouldn't that be a real feel-good moment for Texans?
Absolutely, it would. I think that they need to win 2 of these 3. And, of course, if you win all 3, that'd be great. 2019, remember, they went up there and they beat the Chiefs at Arrowhead, even though Mahomes threw for 3 touchdowns. Then they went back and choked a 24-point lead in the playoffs. But if you're going to
thanks for bringing that up.
If you're going to beat the Chiefs at Arrowhead, this would seem to be the season to do it. And maybe they'll be feeling cocky after they beat up on the Colts, and the Texans will go in there and pull an upset.
You worried about CJ at all?
Yeah. I want to see CJ be consistently good. Don't want to see him making bad decisions. Everything that he's done that's bad is because of the pressure. And so he's got to get rid of the ball quick, and they need to get it to Nico. And last night, were there 2 plays that Jaden Higgins should have gotten a foot down that he didn't? And you expect more from wide receivers. He had plenty of room to get a second foot down, and he made up for it with a touchdown. But yeah, until CJ comes back and shows that he can continue the winning, I'm going to worry about him.
I have the
inconsistency.
I have a throwback Texans moment that I was going to bring up, and Landry's going to roll his eyes when I bring this up. But do you remember in 2014 when they benched Ryan Fitzpatrick and Ryan Mallett started a couple games, and then he got hurt, and then Fitzy came back in, and after watching Mallett run the system the way it was supposed to get run, what did he do? 6 touchdowns against the Titans.
He ran it the way it was supposed to be done.
I'm hoping CJ watched a little bit of what Davis did, understood how it's supposed to look, and he can maximize this system and maybe raise that ceiling a little bit on what this offense can be after watching Mills a little bit.
That's where a good quarterback coach comes in to make sure he's doing that. You're not trying to make him feel bad or worried about his ego. You say, look, he may be the backup, but he's doing what we want done in this situation. But Stroud, I wouldn't surprise me if he doesn't go into Indy and throw 2 or 3 touchdown passes.
That'd be nice.
Sure
It'd be
would.
nice. Get a little consistency from it. Okay.
From here on out, he's rested. He's healthy. The line played better. Doesn't mean they're going to keep playing better, but they were better. And when he sees that big 0 on the sacks, that's got to give him a little more confidence. I wish they could run the ball better. Still think they need to get a Chubb will be gone. And Mixon will be gone. He's already in the witness protection program. I think that they need to get another weapon to come in there with Woody Marks next year. and but they don't need more offense except the line.
Sure.
And I've never seen anybody have a draft where they drafted all offensive linemen. I don't trust Casario to draft offensive linemen high. He's proved that he failed too many times. But I can't wait for the Indianapolis game. It reminds me of the one in, was it 12 when they went up there and beat Andrew? What was the year they went up and beat Andrew Luck in overtime? Remember Frank Reich made a mistake in a play call? I remember writing Frank Reich owed Houston, and so it was payback time. It was like 34-32. It was a great game. I'd love to see that kind of game in Indianapolis in 2 weeks.
All right. Here, I'm going to give it back to Landry. Let him.
You want mine back? Yours. I mean, you want yours back?
The man, John. So I gotta check on you, man. How you doing without the Twitter account, man?
I got to tell you, it's rough. I've been without Twitter now. It's going on a Monday. It'll be a third week. I've got a law firm fraud division working on it. They have a lobbyist working on it. And then I have a woman at X working on it. And they've told me that it should be 30 days from Wednesday. And so during the game, when they're bad and doing really stupid
what do you
stuff,
do? Do you have does your hands
an
like shake?
alcoholic, yeah.
Yeah, like your kids. I remember I called you.
I didn't want Jeremy Fowler to see me last night, so I just put my hands on the desk like this because I was dying to rip him, and then I would be praising him. I'd have killed him in that Jacksonville game.
I was because I called you and I tried to take you through the process, but you got the attorneys, but I called you and I was by my wife. We were in bed and I was talking to you and she was like, because you said it's really hard not tweeting, and my wife was like, "Oh, John,
it is." Whoever hacked me, they shut down the account, but getting my own account back has been incredibly difficult. Matt Thomas, he gave me a person at X, took him 5 days to get back. I think Patrick Creighton got hacked 4 days back. And I told Omar Masoud, the PR guy, I said, I think you guys are behind the hack.
I think so too.
So I can't tweet about you.
That's my theory. I think so too. I think it's Omar, Lindsay, and Wolf. I think they're behind it. And Cal. Let's be honest. Cal's tweets. Didn't you want to? I might be pulling back the curtain. Never mind. Nah, I'll say it. Didn't one time someone who used to work here, maybe a POS, person of service, didn't he print out your tweets one time and try to get you in trouble?
Used to be dead, I was told. When he first came here, he printed out all my negative tweets after a game and took them to Cal and said, "Why do you want to have a relationship with this guy? Look what he's doing to us." And Cal just threw him in the trash and didn't pay any attention.
There you go. John, we love you. We appreciate you.
Thank you, guys. Wasn't that a great game? Wasn't that a fun game?
Yes, it
Isn't
was.
this a fun day?
The man, by the way, this guy's your biggest fan right here. This is HC. He came from Austin.
Is that right?
He came from Austin. He's
Longhorn
grown up on
fan?
Houston sport. No, he hates Texas. He's
a pig suey.
Nah, I think they might win this week. I think Bobby Petrino might have some.
Oh, there's no way Longhorn's going to blow this game unless they're looking ahead.
Okay. And the fight.
Arkansas's won 2 games. Give me a break.
Okay. All right.
2 games.
Okay.
Are you predicting it?
Yeah, I think Arkansas wins. Yeah.
Wow. What's the score?
I think they win 41-38.
Wow.
Yeah, I think Bobby Petrino just comes in there and
rides off on his motorcycle with his girlfriend.
Yeah. God, the neck brace.
Thank you for having me on.
No, we love you.
Thank you guys for coming out and supporting Cody and Landry. They do a great job.
John,
Cody does.
Yeah, he carries me. He carries me very much. We appreciate you, John. You're the man, dude. Thank you so much for coming through.
All right, one more time, everybody, for John McClain.
Yeah.
The best. He's going to get that Twitter account back, by the way. He's
Yes.
going to be meaner than ever, though.
It's going to be a glorious day.
I've heard the relaunch of John McClain's Twitter account. He didn't want me to say this. It's going to be all political. It's just going to talk politics the whole time when he gets his account back.
When I get my account back, I'm going to say something like I'm back, and I'm going to say to the person who hacked me and stole my account, I have a very special set of skills. I will find you and I will kill you.
Ooh.
Liam Neeson from Taken.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I knew you were a movie buff. I thought that was just a original McClain. I thought that was an original leg hike.
Yeah.
For sure.
All right, we got
That's
to have McClain an alibi just in case they catch that hacker.
Yeah, if they do, for sure.
I'm glad
you should get a picture with McClain, man.
I'm glad we didn't ask John about Baylor keeping Dave Aranda for another year. I don't want to put him in a bad mood.
Yeah, he's always got Baylor on the back of his mind because he called Matt Burke Matt Rule.
Right.
Yeah. Shout out to John for doing this thing.
Yeah.
Much love for John. Let's get some context. Cody's context here on Reaction Monday on a Friday, live from Spanky's.
Yeah, presented by our friends at TDECU. So a couple of things from the context. Last time the Texans had 8 sacks in a game, do you remember? It was 2024.
I remember when they allowed 10.
Well, okay, that's a little bit different.
Jacksonville, week 1.
That's a little different.
Yeah.
But last year, they had 8 sacks in a loss to the Tennessee Titans. Remember when Will Levis and
they had 8 sacks in that game?
Had 8 sacks in that game.
How many did he run into, though? Josh Allen said he ran into some. How many did Will Levis run into?
Will Levis probably ran into quite a few in that one. So last time they had 8 sacks, they lost that game, which I thought was hilariously awful, actually, when I looked at it. First ever 8 sacks, 0 sacks allowed game in franchise history. First time that's happened in an NFL game since 2023. So it's been about 2 years since NFL teams have been able to do that. This offensive line, we talk about this offensive line a lot. Last year, they ranked 28th in quarterback pressure allowed. Can you guess where they are right now in quarterback pressure allowed?
Like 9th.
They're 9th.
Yeah, they're 9th.
In quarterback pressure allowed right now. Could we now they're still pretty bad in sacks allowed and total quarterback pressures, but their pressure percentage is much lower than it was a year ago. So pretty good job. They're 3rd in sacks defensively, 5th in sack percentage. A few weeks ago, they were in the late teens in both of those. So, hey, Danielle Hunter getting 7 sacks in 3 weeks will do a lot to improve both of those numbers. 2 targets for Derek Stingley. Last night, no yards allowed. 4th time this year, Landry, he's allowed 10 yards or less in a game. Care to guess how many times Pat Surtain did that last year in his Defensive Player of the Year campaign?
Once?
5 times.
Okay.
5 times. So Sting almost to the same amount of less than 10 yards left. And then it
doesn't feel like he's really been
that good,
consistently awesome. We're kind of spoiled by Derek Stingley.
He hasn't felt like all pro Sting all the time.
By the way, Kamari Lassiter's an effing dog.
He is a monster.
He is a pit bull, bad a mofo. Kamari Lassiter, he might be the most physical corner I've watched, especially in recent NFL. Like, you can go back 90s, and I'm sure we can name some physical, but as far as a physical corner, Kamari Lassiter is an absolute psycho.
Ask that Buffalo fullback about Kamari Lassiter.
Dude, he's a nut. He's a nut.
All right, my last one for Cody's context. I thought this was pretty intriguing here. Will Anderson has got a sack in 6 straight games here. All right. He's played 40 games for the Houston Texans. Through 40 games is 28.5 sacks so far in his career. Through 40 games, J.J. Watt, 31.5 sacks through 40 games in his career. Pretty close. Now, J.J. had a bunch of better stats in tackles, quarterback hits, passes deflected, stuff like that. But as far as the sacks go, 3 sacks off of J.J. Watt's pace. Pretty good pace to be on if you're Will Anderson.
Yeah, it's not bad. You could definitely do a lot worse. That's Cody's context here on Reaction Monday on a Friday. Let's get into the landlocked key moments in a sec. First, though, let's go to the chat. Goodness, it's full in here. Kevin says, love the win, obviously, but it took all that, all caps, all that, for the game to come down to the wire. The offense is atrocious. Still on the Nick's gotta go train. Which Nick? You have to be more specific.
I gotta imagine he means Nick Caley.
Okay. Yeah, it's which Nick are you speaking on? Nick Caley. Yeah, he hasn't been great. He's got it. The whole point of bringing Nick Caley in was not to win games with Davis Mills. It was to maximize CJ Stroud's ceiling.
Correct.
So that's really like, and you have a clean slate. Now is when you have to maximize that.
Yes.
So this is like the real test for Nick Caley. And the slate has been wiped clean because of the work he did with Mills. Xavier says NRG won't be packed with more fans until we win a Super Bowl. What?
He's taking a shot at the attendance. Wow.
Wag says, can we get Landry's rap from last night? Nick Caley, you suck. Nick Caley, you suck. So y'all both doubted the Texans. I think y'all owe shots. I don't know shots. Cody lost. I don't know what the rap was.
Did you start rapping on the stream last night?
Not.
Okay.
I know that it was not like the best. I did not do that. I don't think. Here we go. Young Costa. Cody, quote, cheap pop, Stutes, and Landry. Quote, high on Texans football locker, best defense in franchise history. Also, get the cut for the squad, Landry.
I do.
So he's saying I got to get a haircut from Frank Ross?
I think that's...
he's going to nip me, man. He's going to cut my ear.
I think that's how...
He's going to cut my ear. I've been very mean to Frank Ross.
Then it'll be a blood sacrifice, okay?
But do you not think it was out of line? Do you not think he was out of line?
Well, yeah, I wouldn't say he went with being out of line.
I'm going to be Everett McIver with Michael Irvin getting a haircut.
If you don't want the special teams to play better, that's fine. But I think that's how we fix this.
Chuddy says Will Anderson Jr. for Defensive Player of the Year. Love y'all. We love you, my friend.
I tell you what, they got a primetime performance against the Kansas City Chiefs in a couple weeks. That would go a long way to the candidacy. He's going to have to continue the sack streak and still have huge sack numbers. It's going to be tough to rip that award away from Myles Garrett when he's out there having 4 or 5 sack games.
I was having an argument with I'll keep him nameless. He said that Will Anderson and Myles Garrett are on the same tier. Are you going that far?
No, there's a Myles Garrett's on the Myles Garrett tier and everybody else is below him.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah.
He disagreed, though. He disagreed. So, yeah.
I mean, would you love to be there one day if you're Will Anderson? Sure.
Bryce Bellows, Landry was talking about Frank Ross. Why do we have to bring up last night? Can we move on? Although this whole show is about last night, so I guess it's fair. Landry was talking about Frank Ross last night like a drunk girl talking about her ex. Yeah, I was hurt by.
Bryce, that was the biggest laugh at Spanky so far.
I was hurt by the way that he tried to mansplain something that didn't need to be mansplained. And
sure.
You know what? Whose side do you think God is on? Look at how the special teams have played since it happened. Like, if I got God on my side, I'll take God on my side. Look how the special teams have been. They've dipped down 15 spots since Frank Ross pulled that.
Yeah, that's true.
And I don't want that to happen. So
no.
I want his karma better. I don't know how to improve that.
Well, you don't want it bad enough to get a haircut.
I think Frank should have to. I will put in a call and I will remove the Frank Ross karma. He's just got to this Sunday, since they're not playing, he's got to go to a triple header of church. He's got to go to all 3 services.
And one of the foreign language services.
Wag says, when's Landry going to sport a Houston football hat?
Landry
he won't give me one.
Landry said
he won't give me one. He gave me one and he won't give me one.
Yeah, Landry said he didn't like the new design, so he's not getting one.
I did not say that.
He's not getting one.
I did not. I just said new hat, huh? And you automatically assumed I was going to say something bad.
That's not.
So when you assumed it, I just played into what you wanted. I said, "Oh, new hat."
Well, you didn't have to.
Why are you talking about my hat? And I was like, okay, well,
I said, what do you have to say?
If we're going to be like that, I liked it.
And then you said something about how maybe you could find something like that at a gas station.
That was
and I was like, yeah, I was very hurt by that.
No.
If he wants one, he can go into the description on the Houston Football with Cody Stutes YouTube page and buy one like everybody else.
I said I thought we should have a bit where, like, after a game, you have to go to a gas station and you have to get a pair of sunglasses and a hat and you have to wear it during the show.
Uh-huh.
Like any gas station you want, you have to go.
And then you
that
said
had nothing to do with that.
You said that you already got the hat.
No, I did not. That is a misquote.
Yeah,
that is a misquote. It might be like along those lines, but that's not the exact quote. Emerson says, "Guys, Nick Caley is so bad at play calling. CJ is going to have to Willie Beeman this team to the playoffs."
Fictional quarterback from Any Given Sunday. call his own plays.
Did you like Any Given Sunday?
I didn't dislike Any Given Sunday.
Do you think it's overrated? The speech is like so like.
I didn't think
the speech was great.
I think it's properly rated. So it's a very solid movie with a lot of Hollywood extra to it.
What's your favorite football movie? Program.
Ooh, Program's really good.
Program.
First team all defense.
Varsity Blues is the best.
Varsity Blues does a horrible job depicting Texas, though.
Does it? Like what? That certain part. There are parts of Texas where that's pretty accurate.
No,
brother.
you're not wrong about that. Remember the Titans is good.
Yeah, Remember Titans is good.
It's very good.
It's good.
I like the Replacements. Okay. Yeah, there you go. There you go with that look.
CJ Stroud's 2-0 at Colts. Defense is heating up. If Kaylee can get his head out of his bleep, his play calling makes me sick. Like Cody sniffling, we can win.
I haven't been sniffling too bad today. So I'm taking the Dayquil in the middle of the show.
You were struggling the other day.
I was struggling the other day.
All right, you want to play this game?
Yeah, let's play this game. Okay, here we go.
All right, who's better, Stover, Quitoriano, or Kahali Waring?
I mean, clearly out of these three, Stover's better. Right?
When healthy?
Yeah, maybe he's not healthy. They rushed him back.
No. When healthy, you think Stover's the best of all these?
Well, he's better than Kahale Waring.
I would agree.
Quitoriano's not healthy.
He's not better than Quitoriano, though.
He's better than Quitoriano.
No, he's not.
They wouldn't even play Quitoriano last year when they needed a tight end.
What's that mean? They played Daria Gumbawale at running back.
Yeah, okay. Well, it's okay. Couple weeks from now, CJ back in the fold, get the Ohio State connection going. Stover's gonna be just fine. All
right, Dom in Jersey's got to be mean to McClain. I knew this was coming. Good Lord. He says, John is in a bad mood, still recovering from Houston beating his Titans last week.
Oh, come on.
Don't miss him and Brian T. Smith hating on the Texans. Amy Adams sucks.
Down from New Jersey. Not a McClain fan, apparently. Wow.
He says, just imagine how the defense will make Daniel Jones look. By the way, why did McClain pick the Texans to beat the Colts? And then when I said you're picking him, he said that he wasn't.
Well, he's got to build suspense.
But he was clearly picking them.
Yeah, probably.
JCU.
Appreciate the super chat.
Appreciate
JC.
you. Dude, I tried to help McClain get his Twitter account too, but I don't know why he needs a lawyer.
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if you
why
heard.
does he need a lawyer?
He's got a lawyer.
I literally got him through the process, and then it was so frustrating because I got an email sent to him.
Uh-huh.
I was sitting there on speakerphone with my wife. I'm like, man, I know how much John loves his Twitter account. We got to do this. So I asked this guy who got hacked, what did you do? He told me. So I went through the process with John, and I'm like, all right, John, so what's your email address? What's your phone number? Blah, 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 blah. He tells me. And then, boom, he gets the email.
Uh-huh.
He texts me, Landry, thank you so much for doing this. I just got the email. And I'm like, yes. All right. He's going to get it back, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
So then the next morning I wake up, my wife's like, man, that was so sad how John was sad about his Twitter account. So I called John. I'm like, hey, how's it going with the process and stuff like that? He goes, well, I turned over what you sent me to an attorney. I was like, dude, the whole point was I just got this thing sped up and you turn it over to an attorney. And this attorney's probably an old school attorney too.
Old school or old?
Both.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I don't know if you heard, he has an attorney, a lobbyist, someone in
It's a hacker. They don't care about that.
I think he said he had a rabbi working on it too.
It's a hacker. I'm like, man, please. So let's just go through this process. And I'm like so happy because he's going through it. You got to do it quick. You got to send like pictures, whatever. Like he would get it. And then he's like, I turned it over to the attorney. Moondog says I wanted to buy a couple long necks for Mills. Oh, that's creative. Mills long necks. We need to do this special at a bar.
Mills long necks? Well, he's never going to start again, hopefully.
No. Like for draft party, we got to have like Davis Mills long neck special.
Okay.
Yeah, that's a great idea, right? That's a good job by Moondog.
Well, as I talked about the other day, and kind of paraphrasing Luke Combs, long neck Davis Mills never broke my heart.
How many people have listened to Luke Combs lately? Like, let's just feel the audience out.
Look at those guys. Look at all the hands up. Oh.
I guess there's four.
There's more than four. I don't know if you know how to count. There's more than four.
Oh, 6.
More than 4.
8.
Yeah.
10.
Yeah.
10.
Not everybody's gonna get the reference. Maybe somebody will listen to the song on the way home. All right.
Yeah, I'm down with it. All right. So my key moments. We're not going to go through the whole game, because we had McClain. But I thought there were two moments that really stuck out for me where I was just like,
the people can't see this, but Landry, full stream of consciousness on his notes with the way that he talks about some of these series.
dude, don't pull back the curtain on my private stuff here. Are you just talking about my drive summaries?
Yeah, Stover sucks. Come on,
come on, man. Come on, like
it's pretty to the point. I like it.
I mean, come on,
it's good.
Come
it's
on.
Good. We take notes in different ways.
But I thought one of the key moments was actually when Xavier Hutchinson bailed out Nick Caley on that reverse pass. I thought that was very, very, very important, and that was just an athlete overcoming a coach. I thought that was one of the big moments of the game.
That was huge, and
because you could have lost 10 yards, instead you gained 10. Well, and Mills laid a block too.
You could have lost 10 yards, or you could have thrown the ball and no one was open. I mean, I've watched it. I've watched the TV copy. I watched the alternate TV broadcast copy, and I watched the all 22 copy. Nobody was open. So Hutchinson, he saw it quick. He diagnosed it. He took off the other way, saw that there was a running lane, and that was a great job by him. That's one of the smartest plays anybody's made all season long. It's one of the dumbest calls that Nick Caley's made. I appreciate McClain giving him the benefit of the doubt. He was like, oh, at least it showed creativity. Wrong part of creativity to show.
You know who has a gun too? Null.
Oh.
If you watch these guys throw, he has a gun.
So you think they should have run it with Jalen?
I don't think you should run it.
Okay,
it's the second worst run defense in the league. Like I don't think you should run it.
Yeah, just run a toss to Woody Marks instead.
Yeah, so I thought that was a big moment. I think for some reason, I don't know, it's not. I don't know how to explain it, but like there's some athletes, like when they make a play, like it just feels like the vibe goes up a little bit and like momentum. I think when Nico Collins moves the chains, there's like just a little bit of energy that the team feels.
Yeah,
I feel like Danielle Hunter getting sacks is that. Like Will Anderson getting sacks is one thing, but it feels like when Danielle Hunter gets sacks, it just feels a little bit different. This is like there's no data to back this up, although he does have 7 sacks in 3 weeks. But like it does feel like there's just like a whole different vibe when Danielle Hunter makes a sack.
I wonder if it's because his like energy output is not like the same constant as like Will Anderson.
He's so serious.
It's very. I mean, they call him the cyborg for a reason. It's very robotic in his approach to things. So I wonder when he does make a big play, if it's easy to kind of pump the energy up on the defense.
Yeah, it's crazy. It is reaction Monday on a Friday live from Spanky's. Chase with the Mills logo says, JC. Oh my God, we're doing this John Carroll thing still. He says JCU off this weekend, prepping for round 2 of the D3 playoffs. So those of you that don't know, John Carroll is where Nick Caserio went to school. Nick Caley coached there. Frank Ross played there. So Texans, they like John Carroll guys.
They got a few scouting guys that were associated with John Carroll. Jerry Shapinski, the guy they brought over from L.A. on the offensive staff. He was at John Carroll for a while.
He says they earned the 2 seed in Region 4. Tune into ESPN Plus at noon on the 29th. Hashtag Go Blue Streaks.
I do love Chase's keeping up with John Carroll bit. It's one of the better bits going in the chat.
Bit. It's a great bit. Hayden says, hopefully this makes CJ realize he doesn't have to be amazing. He just has to be better than Mills and rely on the team's that says shower power.
He wrote shower power. I believe he meant superpower.
Yeah, so he's talking about the defense.
Correct.
Superpower. Okay.
What's
shower power?
Shower power.
Damn.
That sounds like a body gel. Like, oh yeah, I got my shower power body gel.
Mm-hmm. Rashad says drunk Landry is top tier. Nick sucks. Did I do that?
I'll have to go back and watch the full show from last night and kind of pull some of the greatest hits.
Andrew says Frank Ross has been slipping, but K&P kick returner, punt returner, thumbs up.
But K&P kick returner, punt returner. I'm lost, Andrew. You got to give us more context here.
Ricardo says Texans 7-5 next weekend, so he's picking them.
He's calling a shot early.
24-17. Now we just wait for the 2-0 sweep on the Colts. Arnold says.
So McClain very adamant that they should still be going. That they should still be going for the division. we've talked about, hey,
he's wrong.
If the division ends up in your lap, so be it. I don't know.
He's way off on that. That's a lot. Because if they run away with the division, then you get a free game.
You get a free win at the end.
Plus, I don't want them to win the division. I want the Texans to have to go on the road for the playoffs. I'm tired of the early start. I want them to have to go on the road. I want that mindset because that's the teams that we compare them to, like the Jets. The Jets had to go on the road.
Okay,
go on the road. They can't stop a nosebleed. Remember Bart Scott?
Sure.
That's the mindset. That's what you want the Texans to have. You don't want them comfortable.
Defense travels well.
Yes, you want them uncomfortable.
Boy, wouldn't it be nice to have that? I mean, maybe not nice, but instead of starting playoff weekend, how about being the Monday nighter on playoff weekend? Wouldn't that be nice?
You want Louis Riddick calling the game? Or?
No, I changed my mind.
It could be Troy and Joe.
Yeah, no, it would be Troy and Joe, isn't it?
Yeah, it could be Troy and Joe.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about a rematch against the Broncos out there in Mile High?
I think the Texans would love another crack at that Broncos team.
Yeah, that's a very vulnerable squad. So here's Cody's list, TDECU, where credit is due. Guys who might not have gotten enough credit, but Cody's going to give them some credit now from our friends at TDECU.
All right, the TDECU, where credit is due. Jaden Higgins, where credit is due. Jaden Higgins.
He's good.
He's had a really good stretch with Davis
right
Mills. I tell you what, the confidence, it's a quiet confidence, but when you talk to Jaden Higgins, we were talking to him in the locker room last night, and he goes, you know what? I just love scoring touchdowns.
Why'd you put just a picture of a guy's butt as one of those pictures? Like, what is that?
I'll explain that in a second. Okay. I'll explain that in a second.
I'm looking forward to this one.
Okay. So Jaden Higgins, where credit is due for him. Davis Mills, he'd been a king of the turf the past couple of weeks, but he's where credit is due on this one. One of the better quarters of football that they've had all year long in the second quarter. Little bit of a rough start, not a great second half, but where credit is due, when you go 3-0 as a backup quarterback, there's lots of backups around the league that couldn't go 3-0. By the way,
he was nervous.
Yeah, it was the biggest game of his life.
Yeah, he wouldn't admit it, but Davis Mills was nervous. Rightfully so. I'm not questioning it, but he was definitely nervous.
The picture I have here that the folks can see on YouTube is of Jalen Reed.
Very suspect.
Of rookie safety Jalen Reed.
Could have shown his face, man.
Is scooping up the fumble that Kalen Bullock forced. Okay, why don't you image search Jalen Reed and tell me how many Jalen Reed pictures there are to choose from?
I gave him credit yesterday too, and I found his face. Like okay. I found his face at the combine.
Did you find his face in a Battle Red jersey?
I mean, there you go.
Did you find his face when he was, I don't know, scooping up a fumble?
No.
Okay, yeah. So Jalen Reed, where credit is due, that's a rookie that they tried to keep off the field. They were playing Miles Bryant. They had Jalen Mills. And then he gets forced into action.
He's a good player.
Jalen Mills got hurt, and he played really well. He led the team in tackles. He got a couple times. You know, Ty Johnson got him on one of those, that 4th and 2 on that big play that Josh Allen hit him. But I thought Jalen Reed had a really nice performance last night for a guy that hasn't practiced a lot for this Texans team, hasn't played a lot for this Texans team. You force him into action, and he leads the team in tackles. Good job by Jalen Reed.
There you go. Nice butt, too, I guess.
You said it, not me.
Rich Boy Jay says the Game Plan is the best football movie.
With The Rock?
I think he's joking.
Okay, all right.
I think he's joking.
Okay.
He has to be. 21 Savage says, get a Modelo on me, fellas, or just give Landry more Millers.
Well, we give him enough. We might have a legendary stream like last night.
DeRhino is a birthday. DeRhino says he's only played a handful of plays and came back from injury. Leave Kate alone, people.
It's Landry. He's over here trying to get him off the team.
I just want him to be better than Miles Bryant. Or not Miles Bryant, Harrison Bryant.
Harrison Bryant.
That's all I want.
He has not.
I don't want there to be a Harrison Bryant downgrade. I'm not expecting him to be.
They might have the same amount of catches.
Yeah, I'm not expecting him to be good, but that was awful. After this excitement, Landry getting that high grade stuff, and Cody is going to watch Point Break when y'all bring Alpha Aaron and Frank Ross back on.
Alpha Aaron gets. I don't know if people actually want Alpha Aaron on, or they just like the idea of Alpha Aaron coming on.
Boy, he
at this
mad.
rate, Frank Ross,
he was mad yesterday.
At this rate, Frank Ross is never coming back if Landry won't just go get a haircut.
You know, Aaron was mad yesterday, man.
Oh, I heard it. Hey, bro. Ian Rappaport, man, you and I have talked about that. Joe Mixon's not playing. So, yeah, you're right, Aaron. Why didn't you tweet that? I did. It's okay. Okay. Then he's like, I got a joke. And I was like, I'm good.
His jokes are always so insensitive and they're always in the wrong place.
Well, he does the
he tells these jokes and it's like, dude, what?
And you know it's coming when he does the little look around.
No, when he does this.
Oh yeah, he asks you to come over,
hey, come here,
get away from everybody so he can whisper.
He tells you, and you see him do, and then you kind of like, okay, I'm getting a good secret from Aaron. Okay, this is good news. And then you see him do it to 7 other people in the damn room.
That's true. It's
like, man, everybody's getting this secret. Yamain94 says, I feel like Mills walking off NRG last night is like the end of the replacements where
somebody else likes
realizes
that movie.
He's never playing again.
Somebody else likes that movie. I mean,
do you like the cheerleader in that movie? Who was it? What's her name?
I don't recall that she's been in much after that.
Oh.
I do wonder though, if you're Davis Mills, like, it's nice to know you got $7 million in the bank coming next year.
Boy, what a good job by the Texans getting that extension when they did. God knows we criticized them for doing early extensions. Getting Davis Mills that insurance policy locked up like that was very well done.
I mean, because the price would have doubled and then some if they hadn't got that deal done before this 3-game stretch. So good job for the Texans to get that done early.
Yeah, Chris V says, does this win tell us more about the Texans or the Bills? Also, does Kaylee stay if we make the playoffs? I don't know. Bobby didn't stay when they made the playoffs.
They made the playoffs and won a football game last year, and Bobby still didn't get to stay.
Yeah, I don't know, but I think it's a combination of both. I think it's common. Like we kind of sensed that the Bills had some issues before. I would say it's a combo.
I feel like it's like probably more about the Texans, but you can't ignore that the Bills are a very flawed football team. They lack pass catching talent to a high degree.
Man, what if they would have drafted McConkey instead of Coleman?
I mean, I guess
Worthy.
But hey, those few retweets and likes on Facebook from the funny Keon Coleman videos at the beginning of his career were sure funny.
Arnold says 24-17 booked it. Also, Texans 2-0 sweep the Colts. Book it again. All right, booked.
All right, Arnold. I like Arnold calling a shot.
Trill says late to the show, WTF is Frank Ross doing with the almost fake kick with Dare?
Yeah, they did have – there was like a little moment where it looked like they might have tried something.
The fake punt?
Yeah.
They're doing that eventually.
Well, yeah, I think eventually they're going to try something.
They're going to run a trick play on kick return, and they're eventually going to run a fake punt. I just don't know. By the way, Tommy Townsend punted good yesterday.
Yep. He had some shaky moments, but he punted well.
Who's more stoic, Mills or Fairbairn?
Ooh, it's a good question. I'm going to go with
Fairbairn.
It's in his blood.
Max says, well, I'm glad we got the win. We still had 3 quarters of bad football for the offense. I can't fully blame the QBs. If only D'Amico could do both. So if D'Amico were as good at offense as he was defense.
If they had a D'Amico level offensive coach, they'd be the number 1 seed.
They'd be undefeated.
Yeah, it'd be awesome.
Yeah, they'd be. Arnold says Cade Stover's been awful. Not hating either.
It was not a good day to be a Cade Stover guy yesterday.
Not great. All right, so let's get the Kings of the Turf presented by Texans Turf. Shout out to Dan the Man for doing what he did for my house. A lot of my neighbors, a lot of viewers have been jumping on too. Whether it's a playing surface, whether it's putting green, or just the normal stuff. The drainage is perfect. It sucks shopping for turf. It really did. It was terrible.
I remember you telling me about it.
It was trash. It was horrible. And then I finally found someone who's reasonable and not lazy and does his thing and gives the best price. So Dan's been I was a customer before he started partnering with us, and nobody's been unsatisfied with what he and his team has done. So go to TexansTurf.com.
Any update on my Texans Turf welcome mat? my little piece of turf that I can have at the house?
I'll ask him about it.
Okay. All right. Your Kings of the Turf. This one, I mean, there's 2 really obvious ones. Will Anderson Jr. with the incredible performance that he had, the multiple sacks. The one that kind of opened the floodgates when he came from behind and tackled Josh Allen. I know that wasn't a sack, but it looked like it. He's just the one where he had to chase him. McClain said 20-something yards. It was 50.
Yeah, it was way
57
more.
yards Will Anderson traveled to get that sack on Josh Allen. So he's a king of the turf. Kalen Bullock is a king of the turf. I mean, you cause 3 turnovers, you're going to be a king of the turf. 2 interceptions. He forced that fumble that Jalen Reed picked up. And then I couldn't really decide who the last one was, so I just put D'Amico Ryans as like a representative of the defense as a whole, because that's an incredible defensive performance, one of their best performances. So D'Amico Ryans, the defense as a whole, kings of the turf from this matchup.
Okay.
Thanks to our friends at Texans Turf.
Surprised you didn't put Christian Kirk on there. You're his biggest fan.
I am not Christian Kirk's biggest fan. I don't know what you're talking about.
He caught that touchdown. The DBs went to Nico and then Hutchinson.
And then
Did you see what I said when that happened?
No, what'd you say?
I said Noel catches that touchdown one-handed.
Yeah,
and then he didn't get out of bounds on the one. Like, well, how did you not get out of bounds? That was crazy.
That was baffling.
They overcame that, but he didn't get out of bounds.
That was almost a huge mistake.
Almost like that would have been the game.
That was almost.
They would have lost the
mistake.
game if they hadn't overcome that.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
He had that early touchdown drop that he's got to make that catch. Schultz dropped the touchdown too, by the way. We've been big Dalton Schultz
banged
fans.
Up, man.
Okay, so Dalton Schultz can be hurt, but Cade Stover comes back quick from an injury, and all of a sudden he stinks because he's not any good. He makes a mistake here.
Trust me, Dalton Schultz was hurt last year, and he was getting plenty of criticism.
That's true.
Yeah, he did not get a free pass last year, my friend.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're not wrong about that.
He was getting plenty of criticism on that. So the question that we ask here before we hit the hay, whatever. No, we're not hitting the hay.
Hit the hay. What are you going to sleep?
No, I mean,
how many beers have you had?
Hit the stream too.
2 times.
Times. Mama Stoots is counting now. Good Lord, I got the stats. But how many? Do you think CJ Stroud could continue this?
Yes.
So you think CJ Stroud? The vibes are the exact same with CJ.
No, I think the vibes will be different.
But do you think that he can? Do you think that the vibes of the team can continue with CJ?
I do wonder, because they think about themselves differently in that locker room than we from the outside think about them. I do wonder if there's at least a thought from some of those guys in there, like, all right, Davis did his job, but we got CJ coming back, and if he's good, we're going to be even better than when Davis was doing his thing at the quarterback spot. That would be the hope. That would be the thought that I would have if I was somebody in that locker room. Is like, yeah, Davis did what he needed to do. He did his job. That's the job of the backup quarterback, to give you a chance. He won 3 games. But, man, if CJ comes back and CJ's on, we're going to be awesome. That would be my thought process if I was somebody on offense in that locker room. If I was somebody on defense in that locker room, I'd be like, well, can't get any worse. Those guys stunk on offense. We bailed their ass out. We'll do it as many times as we need to.
He's got to keep feeding Higgins. I think we agree with that. Like, he's got to get some chemistry, or it has to be with Noel, but he has to have like that type of chemistry.
One of the rookies has to be really good with him.
I do take exception with what McClain said, where McClain said that he felt the Texans would have been 3-0 with CJ.
I don't know if the comeback happens.
No, it doesn't, because it wasn't because of Davis Mills. Like, the special teams spotted them 10 points. And I don't think CJ Stroud's mannerisms, like, that's the biggest problem that CJ has talked about, is his mannerisms, his body language. And I think when they praise Davis Mills for being even keel, not too high, not too low, I think it's a direct contradiction of CJ Stroud. I'm not sitting here and saying that, like, there's not other ways to do it, but I don't know that they come back against Jacksonville the way they did based on the body language and everything we've seen from CJ Stroud. So I think they could have won the last 2 games, yes, but I don't know that they come back against the Jags with CJ. I just don't.
I'm glad we didn't have to find out. I'm glad Davis Mills had one of the best quarters of football this season and had that comeback. Very much so. And Davis Mills, we appreciate your service. Now, if CJ struggles, you know it's coming. Oh, I can already see the tweets flooding the timeline in the first quarter if CJ goes 3 and out to start the game. Mills wouldn't have gone 3 and out. AA says, haven't seen many people give Aziz his flowers for that first INT Bullock had. He's played pretty good all around. He also played a pretty good game all around. Yeah, I didn't think the linebackers were a huge issue last night. Henry To'oTo'o had that sack, and it was a recognition sack too. I initially thought it was a blitz, but I watched the replay, and he was sitting back, and then Allen started to kind of get ready to take off, and so To'oTo'o just darted in there and sacked Josh Allen. So I thought the linebackers had a pretty nice moment. I think EJ Speed, he's going to claim that Deion Dawkins held him, but EJ Speed's going to want that James Cook rush back when they look at the film on that one. That was not a great angle by him. And Azeez kind of got bullied by the fullback on that play, but linebackers had a solid game.
Yeah, but it's still kind of scary. Like Tyler Warren does scare you. We don't have to get to the Colts, but it does scare you. Andy says, felt like Mills game managed the aggressiveness whenever they were ahead, maybe deferring to Kaylee more during that time.
I thought the play calling when they were in the second half was gutless and scared.
Yep.
They had that one play where the first play of the drive, 16 yards to Jaden Higgins, first down, and then they ran the ball up the middle, nothing. 2 throws short of the sticks and punted. And I was like, well, you just got a near explosive play throwing past the sticks. Why did you stop doing that? It's not like the Bills were bearing down on. Like, it's not like Mills had to get rid of the ball real fast. By the way, Trent Brown, another great performance after you doubted that he could even be walking onto the field. He continues to show you. Continues to prove you wrong.
He's continued to prove me wrong, and he's a good vibe. Trent Brown is just a good vibe.
Trent Brown's a great vibe. And another offensive line permutation that seemed to work out okay. So we'll see if they keep it the same for the next game. They seem to change it pretty often.
All right, there you go. So we'll go on to Indianapolis on Monday. We'll scoreboard watch on Sunday, and the vibes are good. The Texans got the dub. Always fun at Spanky's here on Reaction Monday on a Friday.
Reaction Monday on a Friday. Did everybody have fun at Spanky's today?
There you go. Nick Foley.
It's one of my favorite parts of coming to Spanky's.
It's the Nick Foley pop.
The cheap pop.
All right. Appreciate y'all for coming through. Subscribe, like, ride along. Always remember when it comes to this Texan stuff, we're all in it together.
Eat good, sleep good, be good. We'll talk Texans again soon. Thanks for watching, everybody.